Welcome to Chamber Talk. My name's Heath Taylor. I'm the President and CEO of the Dublin-Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce. We've got a great program for you today. We're going to talk about workforce and education initiatives, and the Chamber has been very fortunate to be able to partner with the SAC Company. And I have Madison Roselle with me today. She's the marketing coordinator for the SAC Company. Madison, thank you for joining us on the program today.
Of course.
We're going to talk about workforce and education initiatives in Dublin and Lawrence County. I've toured your facility over in East Dublin. You guys do a great job over there. And I believe it was Dan that I was talking with over there one day. We talked a lot about issues in the workforce and some of the things that you guys are facing as far as employment today. So if you could share with us a little bit first and foremost about why you participated in this program, why it's important to you, and then we'll talk about some of those issues that you guys are facing.
Sure. So it's no secret that the construction industry is facing a massive labor shortage. There's just all kinds of new construction going on, and there's not the skilled craftspeople to meet the demands. So I think it was a survey done by the Association of General Contractors just last year that said 86% of contractors are finding it hard to meet the demands and fill those positions of the skilled craftspeople. So it's not just us, it's the United States as a whole. So we just really want to invite the students in and show them how rewarding a career in construction can be. And
so the issue is not as much anymore unemployment or not enough work for people to do. We actually have the work to do, plenty of work it sounds like. We don't have skilled trade people to fill these jobs.
Exactly. So I guess, you know, when the recession hit, everybody just kind of left from the construction industry. So, you know, the people who are still in the construction industry are a much older generation. There's no younger kids that are entering into the construction industry. And with such a high demand, you know, we just can't continue at the pace that we're going without having those skilled craftspeople.
So like so many other places, welding, pipe fitters, those types of jobs, are there specific?
Welders, pipe fitters, you know, and that's just with the SAC Company, but it's all of it. It's mason workers, plumbers, mechanics, technicians, anything you name it, even to superintendents and project managers. I mean, everywhere is just having a hard time finding those people.
And it's because we have an aging workforce. And I think, again, we see this in a lot of the industries. It's not so much new jobs even that need to be filled, but refilling jobs from a retiring workforce. And I believe there's some statistic that shows like 30 to 35% of industry jobs will need to be refilled by the year 2020 because of the aging workforce that we have. So if you would share with our viewers today, maybe there's someone watching who either is looking for a job or has children that they might like to introduce a career in construction or welding or pipe fitting. What types of benefits and pay come with these types of jobs?
Sure. It really just depends on which craft you go into. So I would say it's anywhere from $20 to $30 an hour for an electrician and plumber type job. At SAC Company, we offer 401k, we offer health insurance, and then just benefits such as per diem. So that's your stay and food, travel, different things like that. So most of the benefits that you would get in any big company or corporation, we offer those same things.
So health benefits, travel, and then $20 to $30 an hour for the work. Okay, so I'm sure to be able to get one of these $20 to $30 an hour jobs, some additional school, some post-secondary education has to take place. What, just in general, what's required for that?
So having your journeyman license is always really great, and there's different ways to get that. You can do that through vocational training, like technical school, and then we also offer apprenticeship programs, which are 4-year programs. At SAC Company, we do pay for those programs, so it's just an online training that you do on your own while you're working, so you're making the salary and you're going to school at the same time.
Wow, sounds like a pretty good company to work for. You will train the employees, teach them, send them to school,
Yeah.
pay for their schooling, and then pay them a nice salary
Yeah.
when they come to work.
So something that's interesting is, you know, a lot of students will go to a 4-year university, and people who choose to work in the construction industry actually are making more than those people are making earlier. So you go to a 4-year school, and that salary that you get when you get out of school is usually a lot less than what our electricians or our plumbers or our mechanics make, and at the same age.
Right.
So that's something I found interesting.
Very interesting, and a great segue into the next two parts of our program. We're going to have Dr. Jameson Travick and Eric Canada with us, and we're going to talk about workforce and education initiatives right here in Dublin and Lawrence County. But again, we want to say thank you to you and the SAC company for sponsoring our workforce and education programs. We had a great program coming up on December the 7th this year, and we're going to work with our city and county schools. And I believe you guys are going to be there and do some soft skills training as well.
We will be there. We want to continue to be a part of the solution to this workforce issue, and just continue to support those vocational programs within the high schools here in Dublin.
Yeah. Thank you, Madison. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
When my husband experienced chest pain, I knew he had to go to the ER at Fairview Park Hospital because it had an accredited chest pain center. Chest pain isn't like a broken arm or a high fever. They treat chest pain like the serious condition it is, and they treat it fast. And it was a good thing we knew the difference because my husband was in cardiac arrest.
Oh, I was fine.
Now he is.
Treat chest pain like chest pain. Choose the ER at Fairview Park Hospital.
Welcome back to the show. We're having a great conversation today. We are discussing workforce and education initiatives in the Dublin and Lawrence County school system. And we have Madison Roselle with the SAC company here. And we've also been joined by Eric Canada. And Eric is the co-CEO at the Heart of Georgia College and Career Academy. Eric, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, sir.
That's a mouthful. I thought I had a long title, but that's a mouthful there.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Yes. Eric, I want to get right into this. We are discussing workforce and education initiatives and what we can do as a chamber and as a school system to partner with some of our industry folks today to maybe, I guess if the word would be used, to make marriages between the education system and the employers.
Yes.
And we want to figure out what it is that we can do from an education perspective to help these guys and what they can do to help us. So we've teamed together to come up with a Students in Business program that's going to take place on December the 7th this year. SAC company will be there to do some soft skills presentations, and then we're going to take kids out into the workforce. From the city perspective and the schools there, what are you guys teaching in the CTAE programming to help address some of these needs?
It's a great question. It's a great thing that we're doing. We really appreciate SACS heading this up and sponsoring it for us to be able to get our students out there in the classrooms through CTAE, Career Technical Agricultural Education.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Make sure. So we throw out those acronyms all the time. But the students are learning through their lab settings, through their classworks, how to be responsible for what they're doing. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they called it character, which is a good term of saying it. And they're learning to be on time, to turn in their projects on time, to take care of little things, learn soft skills that industry needs so much. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I think the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce just funded a survey, and across the state of Georgia, what they came back with was that what they wanted students to know how to do was problem solve and communicate better. Well, that's exactly what part of our curriculum is in CTAE. That is what we are trying to achieve in Dublin City Schools, is to get more problem solving, to get more communication skills. With those two things, you can go to industry, and the industry tells us a lot of times, we can train you. And I think we heard Madison saying that a while ago. We're going to train you. We're going to teach you. We'll get you what you need to know. But as an employee, you've got to be able to be here, show up, take care of all the little things for us. So through CTAE, those are taught, as well as the curriculum, as well as the academics, but to be able to know that I've got an employable person that I can count on and trust and is going to be here every day. It is big for industry.
So without having the even most educated person in the world, and of course we don't want to take away from a 4-year degree, a 2-year degree, those things are important. But would you say, Madison, in your area of expertise, just as Eric just mentioned, if you can get somebody to show up for work on time with a clean record, and just be there and be presentable and be a team worker, is that an employable person for you for the most part?
Absolutely, and you know, a big part of it too is, of course, you have to have all those soft skills, but you also have to have the want to learn, and that's what we struggle with, because we're asking these people to work all day, and then either over the weekend or when you go home, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. You know, you're going to have to put in at least an hour of work on the computer, you know, at least 3 nights a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you would be surprised at how hard it is to find people who have the motivation to
Actually
keep
work.
going and keep working and finish the program. And at SAC Company, we celebrate so much whenever we get a student to finish 1 year, you know.
Wow.
Because, I mean, it is hard, and they are working all day long, and then we want them to go home to their families and get on their computer and work a little bit more. So
Sounds like they're being compensated pretty well, though.
they're being compensated very well, but it's just important, like you're saying, Eric, in these schools to keep teaching these kids the soft skills and keep them motivated and to have that drive to want to better themselves.
Eric, what are your more popular programs that you guys are teaching right now, and what are any new programs maybe that you have on the horizon?
At Dublin City Schools, at the high school, we have business, which is always a big one, which is we have entrepreneurship and business technology, which one, you're learning how to start your own business and go through the steps and learning the processes of what you need to do to start your own business, which a lot of that is soft skills, and you know, you got to be your own boss. We also have business and technology, which is more of a administrative type of pathway. We have foods, which they're learning how to handle foods, how to cook, how to go out and get jobs in restaurants, go through the Serve Safe certifications, which is big, and if you're in a restaurant, to have that certification. We also have an engineering program at the high school that is a broad-based engineering. You get a little bit of everything in engineering to give you an idea that this may be a pathway or something you want to do. I mean, in that classroom, we have robotic arm, we have pneumatics, we have electronics, all kind of different things in engineering that they get. Like I said, it's a broad-based class. And we also have an agricultural department at Dublin High School, which, you know, being a city school, sometimes that surprises people. But it has been one of our more received programs for our students. They enjoy it, they like it, and we've had it different ways. We do a little bit in ag mechanics, we have some animal science, some horticulture, so it's a broad-based program. We've gotten a new teacher in there, and we're looking to expand and do some different things with landscaping and helping around the schools and all, but we got some ideas there. Out at the Career Academy, the Heart of Georgia Career Academy, we have a nursing program, we have a law and justice or criminal justice program, and in there I was talking to the students the other day. Some of them want to be lawyers, they want to be judges, some of them want to go into military, some want to go into police force. So to get those students out in front of the different areas that they want to be in is good too. And we bring in all of our programs, we try to bring in industry people to talk to them about soft skills, about the jobs, about what it's like to be out there in the workforce. So we have guest speakers, we do mock interviews, we go on field trips. We do this all through our classes, is what we're doing with students in business too, which is letting us do it cohesively.
Right.
With us, the county, the Career Academy, all of us working together, getting out to industry, which I think is going to be a great idea and a great opportunity for these students and for industry to get to see our students, to see that we actually have some students that can actually do some of these things that we want done.
We have the skilled workforce right here.
We have some.
And it's great, and I'm glad, Madison, that you get to see our city and our county working together. A lot of the efforts that are going into these workforce initiatives is definitely a partnership. We're certainly happy from a chamber perspective to be able to work with both the city and the county schools on these initiatives. And again, Students in Business is just one type of program that we're starting here. But what we want to do is engage our industry and our education system together to build relationships and partnerships so that maybe you guys have extra material after you finish with a job that these guys could use for training purposes, or maybe you do have welders or folks that have been in this field or industry for a long time that can come into the classroom and teach some of these classes. So any new programming specifically, Eric, that you, or anything that maybe you don't have it, but you would certainly like to see?
And I would say right now it's more on the horizon. Dr. Travick and I at the Career Academy, we're starting to plan for next year. We want to start a strategic plan for the next 5 years, looking at the programs that we see or hear that are going to be opening up. And part of that's talking to industry. What do we have here? What do we need? And we've talked about different ideas, but one of the things we've talked about is programming. I talked to some people from YKK yesterday that came through, and we had a robotics club, and we're going to do robotics and build a robot. The students were real excited about that last year. That's something we want to keep going, and that's kind of a new feature. And again, that's going to be all of our students. That's Dublin City, Lawrence County, all students coming together to work together to build a robot and take it out for competitions.
That sounds
so
awesome.
That's a really neat program to watch it go. Like I said, doing that, and if we start a programming, that's a big topic now too, with a lot of places, is to have students that can do programming, and we're looking at possibly doing that. We're looking at audio-visual, and maybe doing an audio-visual class, starting out kind of small and seeing how it goes and grows. So we'll be talking to TV35 and coming in and helping us. Opens doors with these industry people so that we can build relationships like you're talking about. They can help us and we can help them.
Well, and I want to take just a brief second before we go to our next commercial break to say thank you to the folks at TV35. They do an awesome job of working with us to allow us to bring these types of programs and to help educate our community on the business workforce, all the different initiatives that we have going on at the Chamber. So thank you again to the folks at TV35. Eric, thank you for joining us on the show today in Madison, and we'll be right back after one more commercial break, and we're going to have Dr. Jamison Travick join us.
It's time to tackle our great savings on all of our hardwood flooring. We've got a great lineup of laminates, ceramics, and carpet. So roll into Bailey's Custom Flooring. Don't forget, we also have vinyl and carpet in stock.
Okay, welcome back to the show. We've had Dr. Jamison Travick has joined us. Dr. Travick, thank you for being on the show today.
Glad to be here.
We're having a wonderful conversation today about workforce and education initiatives. And Dr. Travick, you represent a little more of the county side of what we're doing in these initiatives. But again, we always want to make sure and say it's a joint effort.
That's correct.
And we're working together great with our city. We're working with our industry and manufacturers. So thank you for your investment and your time and efforts in this program.
Thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
Let me ask you first, Dr. Travick, what's the most exciting about this to you and what you see through these initiatives and these efforts? What do you think will be some of the fruits of our efforts?
Some of the fruits, and what is also most exciting to me, is getting the kids out of the classroom, out of the schools, and into industry.
Definitely.
For them to have the opportunity to actually see what we have to offer here in Lawrence County. I believe that we do have a workforce pool here in Lawrence County, and for what we may have as deficiencies, we can certainly work on it with the students that we already have.
Certainly, and I know one of the things that we face, I spend some time with the folks with our development authority, and a question that you're asked, when you're bringing a 100 employee facility or a $90 million investment into the community, they want to know, do you have a skilled workforce? Am I going to be able to find capable employees? So tell me a little bit, in Madison, I'm sure, do you guys, you feel pretty good about your workforce here? We have an able, ready workforce that's getting the education into the information maybe in the folks' hands.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're exactly right about that. Anytime an economic developer is trying to bring a big new corporation or new company into a city or county, that is the first thing they ask. Are you going to have the workforce to staff our factory or our manufacturing or distribution center? So Yes, I would say that I feel pretty confident that we do have that here in Dublin and in the surrounding counties, but we just have to continue with these schools and keep those kids motivated to stay in there and stay here.
Well, and Dr. Travick and I were having a conversation earlier today about it just somewhat seems like sometimes, no, we won't say all, but a lot of folks feel like, you know, I'll go to high school here, but I need to go away to college and then I need to go somewhere else to work.
That's correct. We hear that quite often from students, young people, and sometimes from adults, that they grow up here and they feel that they need to leave this area in order to find gainful employment. And one of the points we're making in this initiative is that you can be gainfully employed and earn a very good living right here in Dublin, Lawrence County. It's just making sure that they're aware of the opportunities, keeping them motivated, and showing them the right pathways in order to lead them to that level of success.
And I believe, just as you mentioned earlier, $20 to $30 an hour. I'm not sure how many hours they're working in a week, but I'm guessing even with benefits, those are probably some well-paying jobs. And I don't know exactly what, you know, some people feel like they need to thrive or survive, but I would think that would provide a pretty comfortable living. Dr. Travick, in the county schools, what types of initiatives, what types of programs are you guys providing?
Right now, some of our most popular programs would actually be construction. Construction is one of our most popular programs, and it was most recently added at West Lawrence High School. We brought in a teacher that had matriculated through Georgia Southern named Jeff Johnson, and he has started the program at West Lawrence. We already had it at East Lawrence. Healthcare is another area that is in very high demand in both high schools. So we have healthcare, and the teachers do a phenomenal job with students leading them, or joint effort with Oconee Fall Line Technical College, where the students have been earning their CNA certification. They sit through the test in the 11th grade and go through the program, and that has been very successful for us as well. We're looking at adding some other initiatives to meet the needs of industry within this area, also in partnership with the Career Academy, to make sure that we are able to meet those needs.
So what would we say to folks like Madison and the SAC company, and I'm not trying to pick on any of our local business or industries because they do a great job, and I think most of them are willing to participate, but what would our message be to the SAC company, to Flex Steel, to Erdrich, to YKK? What would we want to say to them from the educational side?
One thing we'd like to say first is thank you. We'd like to say thank you to them for their support, and we would solicit their continued support in our classroom initiatives and in initiatives such as this one, where we're taking the classroom out into industry, rather than having the students to just see it on a video in the classroom, having them to actually go out into the workforce and see what is actually going on at those sites.
And it is such a blessing. I've been in many of our facilities here. I don't believe I've talked to anyone yet in any one of our industries that has said to me, no, we don't really want you to bring your students here. We don't need any help in our workforce. Great partnerships. Again, SAC Company, many others right here, and you guys are right here as well. You're in East Dublin, and we've got a lot of great industry and manufacturing jobs in East Dublin.
We'd love to have those students in anytime we can help with anything. We love that. I mean, just to get them interested in what we do, like you're saying, they can't just see it on a video. They need to come in and see exactly what it is our guys do and girls do on a day-to-day basis. And I think it was the first time you came to our office, Heath. You saw just exactly what it is that Larry and Eric Shepard do, and they get to go all over the world. So one of the things that SAC Company does is plant relocation. So we will go move a plant, box it up, ship it, and put it back together somewhere else. So that means that these guys, you know, they have to go look at these plants, and some of them have been in India, some have been in China, Mexico, Canada, Germany. So just to know that somebody could have those opportunities to travel, we want these kids to know that it's not just what you
Right.
think construction will be every day.
And you may not ever know that just by participating in a classroom environment. So,
Exactly.
That's
Dr.
correct.
Travick, what do you think is most surprising when a group of students and or maybe even adult chaperones go out into the industry? What's their aha or their wow moment?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. We've taken a few adults out into industry for them to see some of the new industries that are here in Dublin, Lawrence County. And one prevailing factor that continues to reverberate from them is that this is not what factories were like when I was younger. A lot of the adults remember the old J.P. Stevens and the carpet mill, and they equate industry and factories to that level when they were growing up.
Factory worker.
Correct, and they talk about it being, lint filled, not as a super clean environment. So when they go into a place like Erdridge, or even into a pharmaceutical agency such as Geico, they are shocked at the level of technology, the cleanliness, the professionalism of everyone that is there. And so it brings a whole different light on industry to both the parents, the teachers, as well as the students. And the idea of travel, as she just mentioned, that has shocked a lot of people, that there are people that live in our general area that travel that great amount in the industry that they're working in.
Well, Dr. Travick, Madison, thank you both again. I am super excited about this program. Again, December 7th, and we will be calling on some of our local industry and manufacturers, hoping that you'll partner with us. We want to bring these students to your business and let them see firsthand what these environments are like to work in and the benefits that they have to offer. So again, we want to say how much we appreciate the city school system, the county school system, the College and Career Academy, and again, the SAC company for helping us in these efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. And as always, we want to remind you that it's a great day for business in Dublin and Lawrence County.
The Ice House is a beautifully restored warehouse in downtown Dublin that mixes Southern grace and history with an urban modern flair. Book your next special event today at 278-7224. The Ice House, downtown Dublin.